How's it going, everybody? I am back in the United States. I moved back last week, dropped my stuff off in Knoxville, and then flew immediately back up to Chicago and worked with the Quad Cities Club in Illinois, followed by a nice workshop in Des Moines with the group there. So now I'm down in North Carolina at the Bonsai Learning Center near Charlotte, having a good time with the guys down here. This is going to be a month-long tour, so I'm going to take you guys along for the entire trip. I'll be hitting, I think, 6 states along the way, 2 countries, US and Canada. So it should be a good time. And then Nancy's going to come into the States in about a month, so I'm going to meet her over in Nashville in mid-June. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing along this trip. We're having some fun down here at the Bonsai Learning Center, working on some great Yamadori, so I'll show you guys that as well. So this is one of the things that I'm super stoked about coming back to the United States, and that's getting to work with our native US Yamadori, or collected material out of the mountains. So you can see right behind me here, this is a Colorado blue spruce. This was collected about 2 years ago, and I've just started the initial styling on it here at the Bonsai Learning Center. This tree is going to be absolutely incredible. It's got fantastic bark, beautiful shari up the trunk, beautiful deadwood here in the center. And I'm just working on sort of the basic structure and silhouette right now. But we've got vast amount of territory in the United States and unlimited supply of Yamadori. Some of our trees here in the mountains easily rival or are better than what we see in Japan. So it's just going to be a matter of years before we can turn this material into what you see coming out of Japan. So very excited about that. So here's one of the projects that I'm working on this week at the Bonsai Learning Center. This is a Rocky Mountain juniper. It was collected, I believe, about 2 years ago out in Wyoming, and it's recuperated nicely, so we're getting into the styling this time around. It's a bit of a challenging tree. I want to show off some of the interesting features at the base here, including this deadwood down through this area, but I'm having to find a compromise between that front and bringing the rear branches and rear trunks into view. So it's a bit of a challenge, but that's always fun. This is another really cool species here in the US that hasn't really been tapped into yet. It's the alligator juniper. The foliage is somewhat similar to a Sierra juniper, but the bark on these things looks like alligator scales, so that's why it's called alligator juniper. I think this has a lot of potential to become excellent bonsai material here in the United States. So this is the first one I've ever styled, so I'm looking forward to getting into it and seeing how it turns out. Alright, so I'm here with Brian from the Bonsai Learning Center. He's working on this giant Trident Maple here. This was originally imported from Japan. It's got really tiny leaves and a massive trunk. So what he's doing right now is defoliating or partially defoliating the tree so that we can get light and air to the inner branches, keep those alive and nice and healthy, and then get more ramification on the outer canopy of the tree. So this is done anywhere from 1 to 3 or 4 times in a single growing season. Alright, so this is the last major tree I'm going to do for this particular vlog. This is a California juniper, originally collected out in California in I think 2001 or 2002, so it's been out of the ground for a very long time. It's been wired several times, so the basic structure is there. So today I'm just doing a bit of refinement work on the tree, getting it back into shape, getting those lower branches out so they can stay healthy and don't lose out to the upper branches on the tree. But fantastic trunk, excellent deadwood, really nice live vein, and I think it's going to turn out to be a pretty sweet tree overall. It just needs a few more years of development to get those pads nice and full. Alright, so that does it for this vlog. I will see you guys next week in Manhattan. See you then.